Welcome to another edition of Our City. A few things going around the city of Elizabeth this week. On Thursday, March 21st at 7 o'clock in the evening, I'm going to be at the production of Evita, which will be presented by the Jefferson Arts Academy. There are other performances on Friday, March 22nd and Saturday, March 23rd. All the shows begin at 7 o'clock in the evening. We're also going to have Miss Sandra Toll on the show this evening, along with students talking about not only their roles in the play, but what made them go to Jefferson Arts Academy and why they enjoy productions for the citizens of Elizabeth. On Saturday, March 23rd at 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to join the Rotary Club of Elizabeth, their annual pancake breakfast. It's held at School 21 on Shelley Avenue. If you want some pancakes, come on out and support the Rotary on Saturday, March 23rd. And also that morning, I'm going to join the Harambee breakfast at the Renaissance Hotel located at 1000 Spring Street. And later that afternoon around 1 o'clock, the Census 2020 is going to have a forum at Union County College Lessner Building located at 40 West Jersey Street on Saturday, March 24th. I'm going to attend the 30th anniversary after that of the Elmora Cranford Soup Kitchen on Sunday, March 24th at 3 o'clock. That's at the First Baptist Church located at 402 Union Avenue. You're going to hear more and more about the census over the next years. It's important that all of us get counted in the census as it helps with financial and federal dollars coming to the city of Elizabeth. If you need more information concerning these events or any other events, please call our Public Information Office at 908-820-4124. And as I said earlier, I'm pleased to be joined by Miss Sandra Toll, who is a teacher and also the production guru of Evita. Is that a good description, Sandra?
I don't know about guru, but certainly in charge of the project, yes.
And Miss Sarai Smith. Sarai, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
And what year are you in?
I'm a junior.
You're a junior. And also Miss Jaylene Camargo Ojeda. Welcome, Jaylene.
Thank you.
You've been on before, right?
Yeah.
So, and you're a senior?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
good. So, first of all, congratulations. I understand that NJ.com has recently named your musical theater program as one of the top 3 high school musical productions in the entire state. It's a pretty good achievement, Sandra.
Yes, that was exciting.
So how many years have you been doing this?
20?
20, you don't look that old. I know. Yeah, geez, 20
The
years?
students keep me young.
The students keep you young. And this year's show, Evita, is a pretty serious show for high schoolers.
Yes, has a lot of political content, historical content that they might be unfamiliar with, but that's precisely why I choose a show like that. I think it has great educational value to get them curious and excited about learning about a country, a culture, and a history they might not encounter otherwise.
So this is the "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina" song, right?
Yes.
The one that there's a lot
That's
more
the
songs.
famous. Yeah,
That's
there's a lot of other songs, but that's the famous one everybody knows.
That's the famous one that came out of this, right? Evita Perón, correct?
Yes, it's based on a real occurrence, a great speech that she gave on the balcony of their presidential palace, which is La Casa Rosada, the Pink House. And she spoke to the crowds and, gave a very inspiring speech. So it's a famous speech, and they turned it into a song for the show.
That's how it happened. I didn't know the history behind it. So the two of you have been acting for a few years now? All 4 for you, Jaylene?
Yeah, I've been acting since middle school. So I did productions with Mary Rivera, and I did my first show for my freshman year, I think. No, I think it was my sophomore year that I started with Oscar and Felix as crew, and then I worked my way up with In the Heights, and then I just kept doing shows.
So you're assistant director now?
Yes.
You have a role in this play?
Yes, I am part of the vocal ensemble, and I play small little roles, but it still adds up to a lot. I'm on stage most of the time,
Oh,
but
you are?
yeah, but it's fun. It's fun.
Sarai, how long have you been doing plays?
I've been doing plays since middle school too. I started at Terrence C. Riley at their theater program, and the theater program at Jeff is actually what made me want to go there. And then I've just been working crew for most of the musicals, for all of the musicals. And then I was in the Laramie project in the fall of this year.
which was very moving.
Yeah, she was an
Yeah.
actor for that.
You were an actor in that one. That was a very, which role there were multiple roles.
Yes, I was the narrator and Rulin Stacy.
Okay. Yeah, it was a pretty moving play. I kept me in my seat, I can tell you that. Are you in this play or are you doing crew?
I'm stage manager, backstage crew.
You're backstage. So do you like behind the stage stuff?
I do. It's very interesting for me, and I'm a person who likes to keep things organized and flowing, and that's precisely what my job entails.
So do you like do a little chop and let's move it?
I don't like to put it like that, but
How do you put it then? Tell me how you put it then.
I like to think that I have a nice enough rapport with my crew that, you know, they already understand what they need to do. So they are chop on themselves.
That's a good political answer. See that?
Sarai actually has a great calm sort of approach. She's a student leader. It's not an easy thing to ask your peers
To
to
do
treat
stuff.
you like a leader, right? And she really does win them over. Because I've experienced other stage managers who had a tougher time with that. She does well with it.
So Sandra, tell me about the rehearsal process as the students get to know this show.
I start research on the show in May or June of the year before. So students who already know they're interested in the upcoming project loop into doing research and finding things that interest them about the show. But we really kick off the process in November when we start running auditions. And by the end of November, we've set our cast and we start a communication process to educate the cast members about the history and base knowledge that they need to embody these characters in performance. You can't play
Do you have
someone.
tryouts for the show?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, they come in and sing, dance, they get called back, they have to learn songs just for the audition. And
So
it
people
can
like
take,
get cut right away?
I don't really cut.
You don't
I
cut.
don't really cut. I try to find an appropriate role for everyone based on their current level of ability.
So what are the challenges? And that's probably one of the challenges.
It is. Many people are excellent dancers and not comfortable singing, or vice versa. So you have to craft a combination of that shows everyone in their best light to make the performance as successful as possible. I always say a project like this is not the same as classroom work.
Well, this is a big project.
It's big and it's going to be publicly viewed, right? So in the classroom, I encourage you to fail. I encourage you to go try something new, do something you're not good at, and learn from the experience. But for a public performance, we want to present the best version of ourselves with the best possible performance that we can give. So we're really looking to highlight everyone's existing talents, but I still challenge everyone has to do some singing and everyone has to do some moving. So they still all get exposure to the things they're weaker at. We're just not going to maybe put them in prominent positions.
So when did students
that.
like Jaylene become assistant directors? I mean, I remember for years high school plays never had students. It was always
Right.
adults. So when did this metamorphosis occur?
It doesn't happen every year. It happens really when I have an eligible student. And in this case, she's in the advanced drama class. She's preparing to do a student directing project after Evita is over. So this is part of her educational preparation for that because she'll have to run her own sets of rehearsals and put a 10 to 15 minute piece
So
together.
tell me about that, Jaylene. What are you gonna do as the director?
Well, I'm gonna try and be like Miss Toll because I know things work out for her in that way, but I'll have my own spin to it. I still want to be able to have my cast and make sure our show is the best of what I can do, even though it would be my first time. I still want to put out my 110% and show this is what I can do, this is what it is. And I'm really excited for it because I know we're gonna have auditions for it, a cattle call that Monday after the weekend for Evita.
Did you just call it a cattle call?
Cattle call.
You did.
Yeah, cattle call. Because it won't be official. It'll be anybody who wants to come, just come. And it's multiple directors. So my friend Primitiva Wasakia, who is also the other assistant director, because there's two. We'll be having a table of directors, and we're all gonna see. Okay, we want this person for callbacks, this person, and this person, this person, and then we'll decide our cast from there. I'm ready for it. I'm a little nervous because it's my first time, but I can handle it.
So, Sarai, Jaylene just talked about being in a position of leadership where she's going to start picking people. You're in that position of leadership as Sandra just described you in the stage. So, how do you convince your fellow workers that you want it done? You want it done now?
I really just do try to have a good
Buy a
connection
pizza
with
or
them.
something? What do you do?
No, like they're fellow students like me, and they know that, and I know that. So trying to be like this person who's like over them and, oh yeah, I'm in charge of you, doesn't really work in my experience. So I try to have them realize where I'm coming from. And usually, I don't know if it's just in my case, they all happen to be very understanding. They understand that, I am in charge, but also that we're a team who has to work together for a common goal.
So how about memorizing the script, ladies? What's easy? What comes easy? How do you do it? How do you memorize the script? See, I have notes here, and I don't memorize the questions. But how do you memorize the script?
It's kind of hard. It's different for everyone. People will have their different things. They'll write down the lines just so it's in their muscle memory with writing. So then it could be in their memory there. The way I do it is I usually read the lines out loud, and then I'll record myself saying them, and I'll listen to them and say okay, this kind of sounds weird, maybe I should read it this way, and I'll try to analyze each line, making sure I know what my intention is of the line. I can't just say it without an intention. So I usually listen to myself and I'll be okay, this kind of makes sense, or I'll act out the scene by myself, or have someone else act it out with me.
Your parents must think you're a little crazy, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
oh, okay.
Oh,
But they'll be okay, she's in her element, let me leave her alone.
So, Sarai, tell me about when you're memorizing the lines. Do you ever ad lib? You ever change it?
I try not to. I don't think I've ever gone too far off script, but in case something like that does happen, I always, rear my way back to what was said, what was originally written.
What was originally written, yeah.
Yeah.
How about you? Did you ever?
Oh, yeah, I try not to, but it'll be if I have to, not have to necessarily, it's more just if I really can't remember it, if I say something along the lines of what my intention still is, because the main thing for me is I make sure I remember my intention of what the line is and what circumstances I'm in. So if the line strays a little, it's still in the template of what it's supposed to be.
I went to see on Broadway Everything That Can Go Wrong about a play, or The Play That Can Go Wrong.
Play that goes
The
wrong.
play that goes wrong. And then somebody would say a line, and it was out of character, and then they would repeat everything that was already said
Right.
2 scenes ago or whatever.
It was looping around.
It would loop until he would get
Once
the
somebody
line.
said the wrong line, it would just
Yeah.
loop around, and I was like, "Wow, this is really weird." I wonder how doesn't somebody whisper in your ear and say, "Hey, this is the correct line," or do you turn your back to the audience and say, "Yo, help! I need a line."
Well, you can't really whisper in someone's ear. It's more just if we all know the line's not going right, we're just
Yeah.
we try to help each other.
Oh, there you go.
Something and give a circumstance this is what the line is kind of supposed to be, but this is what the circumstance is.
Okay.
We try to help each other with things, but if it goes wrong, we gotta just push through. The show must go on. We can't just stop. Try and figure it out.
Ms. Toll, can you tell our viewers when the times of the play are before we go to break?
Yes.
And bring on some other students.
Sure. We have opening night March 21st at 7 p.m., followed by Friday and Saturday, March 22nd and 23rd, also at 7 p.m. And we have a special event this year. Our PTSO has organized dinner and a show. So if you want to come on Saturday, March 23rd at 5 p.m. for dinner, they'll have some dinner in the cafeteria for everyone. I think it's a small charge, $5 or $8.
So they get to mix with the actors and actresses.
The actors won't be having dinner in there.
The actors will
That's
not
a
be
big
having-
no-no, and we don't mix before the show. Yeah,
Okay. Only after.
only after.
Okay. Listen, ladies, thank you for joining me on the show. I look forward to seeing you during the performance. And I won't see you, right, Sarai? You'll be in the back?
Yeah, I hope you don't
Right.
see
I hope
me.
I don't see you. So, Sarai, if I see you, something happened.
Exactly.
Right? Okay. Well, Ms. Toll, thank you very
Thank
much.
you for having us.
We're going to have 3 students come on the second break?
Yes.
Okay. Please stay with us after these messages. We're going to have 3 other students who are involved in the play Evita at the Jefferson Arts Academy here in the city of Elizabeth.
Curtains up! The greatest musical in New Jersey is about to open.
Is it the greatest because we have $1 million budget?
Or state-of-the-art theater?
Our musicals are the best for many reasons. Our cast is comprised of a diverse group of students from varied backgrounds and cultures. Some of us had never even been in a show before.
We still managed to put on an amazing performance year after year.
This year's show Evita promises to be one of our best shows ever.
Our dedicated teachers spend months with us, helping us rehearse dancing, singing, and acting. We built sets from recycled flats and sew our own costumes. But you would never know it when showtime comes around.
Our shows are amongst the best for a reason.
Because we do it with our whole hearts. And that's why Thomas Jefferson Arts Academy's musicals are the tops.
Welcome back to our city. I'm pleased to be joined in the second half of the show with three of the young people who are the actor and actresses in the play. First, I have Miss Ariana Montoya. Ariana, thank you. What year are you in?
Thank you for having me. I'm a junior.
You're a junior. I have Miss Griffin Mendonça.
Hi, I'm a senior.
You're a senior, Griffin. And I also have Mr. Angel Cruz Rodriguez. Angel?
Yeah. Hi, I'm a freshman.
You're a freshman?
Yeah.
So how does a freshman get to be a big deal in the play? How did that happen? Are
You
you that good?
Actually, I'm on the ensemble, so you could say I'm a big deal, but I play a small part in a big.
So you're gonna be a big deal in 3 years?
Probably.
Probably.
You hear my name.
Huh?
You'll hear
I'll hear
my
your
name.
name.
Yeah.
So Ariana, we'll start with you. You play the lead, Evita.
Yes, I play
right?
Evita.
So what was your audition process like?
The audition process, they gave the people auditioning for Ava a specific song to sing, Rainbow High. I went in, I auditioned for Miss Toll and Miss McElhaney, our director and our vocal director, and we waited about a week for the decision.
Really? Mm-hmm. So were you on pins and needles for that week, or did you?
Yes,
Yeah.
all week.
You've been in other plays, though, right?
Yes.
What other plays did you do?
I was Gladys in Memphis, Mother Courage in Mother Courage and Her Children.
That was a dark play,
Yes.
wasn't it?
Yes.
I was there for that. Yeah, I was trying to follow that one. Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I liked plays like this, you know. So what did you think of Mother Courage? That was.
Mother Courage was kind of a soul-searching experience because it was a character completely different from myself. A mother in the middle of the 30 Years' War. And it was a very, very interesting experience. And I really liked playing the character because I really got to step out of my own shoes. Because the first role I played was Nina in the Heights, and that was a role very similar to myself, very studious, like the smart, shy girl. And then Mother Courage was this bold and brash woman who wasn't afraid to speak her mind, completely different from anything I had ever done before and who I was. So it was a good experience to really expand my acting horizons.
So did you do any research for Ava Perón?
A lot of research, a lot of documentaries, a lot of reading, like especially looking at pictures and stuff like about her life before she was famous, after she was famous, things like that.
So Griffin, you dance in the show?
Yes.
Are you the lead dancer? The notes are telling me.
I guess you could say that. I'm assistant choreographer as well.
Oh, you are.
So yeah, I helped Miss Mar with some of the choreography. Some of the pieces that you'll see in the show are my own. At least one of them, the waltz that Ava and Che do, is my own choreography. And yeah, so I guess you could say I'm like.
So are there unique dance styles in here?
Yeah, we do a lot of tango, very Spanish-esque. Like there's a lot of Spanish influences in the stuff that we do.
Well, that would make sense, though,
Yeah.
right? I mean, Argentina's. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Are your heritage Spanish? And what?
My dad is Portuguese and my mom is black and white, so I'm mixed.
You're a mix, okay.
Yeah.
So you're not South American. I was going to
No, not really. But I'm sure in my dad's side there's Spanish somewhere. Not.
So did you do
Hispanic, but-
did you do research on dancing in South
Yeah,
America?
me and Miss Mar did a lot. I looked at things on my own. I know Miss Toll had sent me some things to look at as well. But yeah, me and Miss Mar, like she would just be like, I want to do this, and we would collaborate. Stuff
So
like
have
that.
you been in other plays?
Yes, I was in Memphis. I was in the Laramie Project, and I did backstage for Mother Courage and her children. Yeah.
It's dark. So I kept telling Miss Toll that high school kids doing Mother Courage. I was like, oh. So the Laramie Project was a very moving play.
That's definitely, we were actually talking about this outside. It's probably my favorite play that I've been a part of.
Yeah, I mean, based on the history.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't realize, I remember reading about that. It's 20 years old already, right? 25?
Yeah, that past year, when we did the show, it would have been his 20-year
It was
anniversary.
20th anniversary of the death,
Yeah.
yeah. So, since you're a freshman, what made you get involved? Did you do any of this stuff in grade school?
Not really. Like
Not
I was
really?
interested in like plays and musicals and stuff like that because of Hamilton and like the gateway shows. But when I saw Laramie Project, it really brought me into like what we can do in Jeff and like what we can like accomplish.
Were you in the Laramie Project at all?
No, I was.
That
Not
was
really.
last year, you were in
That
8th
was
grade, right?
No, I was a freshman. I saw it when I was a freshman, like
You
beginning.
saw it, but,
Yeah, I wasn't in it.
okay.
Yeah.
And so is this your first show?
Yeah, this is my first show.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Okay, and back to you, Griffin. How many dance numbers can we expect in this show?
You can expect 2 like major pieces. When Ava goes to Buenos Aires, that's like all of the dances, you're gonna see all of us. And then in The Money Kept Rolling In is basically when the Descamisados, which is like all of the people of Argentina, this is when Ava starts, giving us money and being like, I'm gonna help you guys. So we're very excited about that. So you're gonna see 2 major ones. We do have a few others that are, like duets and trios. In the beginning, during Requiem, in the opening scene, we have 4 couples and it's a tango and it's beautiful. That's all I'm gonna say. You guys have to see.
I'll be
really
there.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
I love
it's
that
really-
description.
Yeah.
It's
No,
beautiful.
it's beautiful.
So what made you want to act?
I was not really born into it, but kind of, yeah, it's in my blood. My mom is a dancer. My mom is an actor. My mom had a dance school, actually, in 2008. So I've been dancing and acting for as long as I can remember. Me
Okay.
and my brother both. So, like,
Right.
it runs in the family.
So
Yeah.
and you enjoy it.
Absolutely, yeah.
So Ariana, your character is also famous for her lavish lifestyle.
Yes.
So costume changes. Well, let me ask a personal question first. Are you into a lavish lifestyle too, or do you want to be?
It sounds nice. As for costume changes, there are a few difficult ones because in the first act alone, she goes through 3 wigs. We go through a black wig, and then a blonde wig, and then an even blonder wig, and then Act 2, it's the same, the platinum blonde bun that everyone knows from Ava. I'd say the quickest costume change, the most difficult, would be from Santa Evita into Waltz for Ava and Che, which is about less than 30 seconds to change my entire outfit.
Dress and everything.
Dress and everything.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You got some people helping you?
Yes,
Oh,
I
you
have
do?
2 dressers.
You have 2 dressers. So you'll walk in, take the dress off, and then they'll help you put the new one on and the wig and everything? Really? Oh. And you got 30 seconds to do it?
Yes.
Okay. And if not, somebody like you's got to figure out something else to do for a while? Or no, it's going to get done.
It's got to get done.
It's got to get done, 30 seconds. So are the wig changes throughout the whole play?
Yes.
They are.
Yeah, there's 3 in the first act. Around after Good Night and Thank You, she changes the first wig. And then the next wig changes around in Argentina. And then Act 2, she has the same wig for the whole second act.
So were there she grew up as a peasant, right?
Yes.
Is there like peasant clothes to lavish lifestyles, or this is the stage when she was into a lavish lifestyle?
This is her whole life. So we start and we meet Evita when she is poor and she has no father. She was born an illegitimate child. So she has her 3 sisters and her brother that are supporting her and helping her out. She's the youngest of the family. And then we see her meet a tango singer who takes her to Buenos Aires, and that's her in to start meeting more people and to start really climbing her way up until she finally meets Juan Perón, which is where she starts to really live the lavish lifestyle.
And was he the president when they met?
No, he was still a colonel when they met. Evita is a few times often said to be the reason Perón won the presidency, because she stole the heart of the descamisados, which was the poor in Argentina, the majority of the population.
So as a father whose daughter is in college, this is always a question I like to ask. How are you balancing your schoolwork? Because I imagine your parents would like to know the answer to this question as well. How are you balancing your schoolwork with rehearsals, memorizing your script, and all the time? There's other classwork you have to do, right? You want to start with you, Griffin? How are you doing with classwork?
Well, I'm a senior, and that means I got to apply to college.
I know, so you have a little extra. Ariana's a junior, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'll just be honest with you. I was late on the whole college thing. I did apply, so I am applied to at least one school, but I was a little behind. And that's not any particular reason because of the show or anything. I just
procrastinated?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the word.
I'm a procrastinator. But I feel like I said, I've grown in this, like I was born into this, so I'm kind of used to having to balance everything, except for throwing college at me was kind of like, ah.
Yeah, that was a new
Yeah,
wrinkle
absolutely,
this year, right?
absolutely. But as far as like balancing school and grades, like I'm pretty good at it, because if I'm not, my mom says, then you're not going to rehearsal.
Yeah,
and then she takes me out, and then I'm like, I have nothing to do.
And that's not good.
Yeah.
Because you enjoy this.
Yeah.
How about you? You're a freshman. How are you doing the balancing?
Oh, that's a heavy question. Basically, like her parents, if I'm not doing good, then I get picked out and I can't do what I want to do. So I gotta like stay on top of my stuff and like try to finish everything while I can. Lunch, it's all work. Lunch is all work. I eat food like in 2 minutes and do all work.
All right, since you have the lead, how you doing with everything?
I think I'm doing pretty well. I have a few difficult classes this year, like AP Calculus and a lot of AP classes this year, but I'm managing things pretty well. I've always been like a straight A student. And
Are your parents like theirs? If you don't do well, they yank in you?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. They like, what is this grade if it's bad? But I've been maintaining things pretty well. I actually managed to, thankfully, raise up to rank #1 in the class.
Oh.
So I'm very thankful for the position I am right now.
Good for
and
you.
I would have never made it if it weren't for the people supporting me. Like my parents and the people in the cast are always very supportive.
You know, if you don't make it in acting, you're going to have a job in politics because you're thanking everybody else. So the three of you are handling the questions real well. So
Thank you.
I want to thank the three of you for joining me on the show, and I look forward to watching you in the play. I'll be sitting there rooting for you, and I really look forward to seeing you on the 21st or the 22nd. So
We
good
are
luck.
excited to have you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
I love that you come to the shows.
Oh, that's very
Yes.
nice. Thank you. So first of all, I want to thank Ms. Sandra Toll for joining me on the first segment of the show, as well as Jaylene Camargo Ojeda and Ms. Sarai Smith. And for the second half, I'm pleased to be joined by Ms. Ariana Montoya, Ms. Griffin Mendonca, and Mr. Angel Cruz Rodriguez. And if you have nothing to do on the 21st, 22nd, or 23rd, and if you do have something to do, make it your business to come see the Jefferson Arts Academy and this great performance of Evita. I'm Chris Bolwage. We'll see you next week on another edition of Our City.